Hi everybody, it's Mark Shellshear. This is the Mark Art Show coming to you from the Shellshear project in Brisbane, Australia. I've been challenged for the last month dealing with a certain person that I've been helping or trying to help. And I'm stunned at one thing that fear makes us do. It always amazes me how fear, when we need to get advice, we always go to someone who we know what they're going to say. Isn't it interesting? So many people are going to do something spectacular and, plan to do it, but just never seems to happen. I'm sure you know people like that. I'm sure you know people who are going to thinking about writing, or they're going to paint, or they're going to write poetry, and they're getting ready to do it, but never actually getting around to doing it. And then when they're about to do it and they'll seek advice and they're about to make the jump, and they'll go and speak to somebody who's like-minded, and this someone will say, well, take it slow, don't rush, you've got to think this through, maybe you should wait a little bit longer. And it's all the things that they really want to hear, because what they're looking for is reasons not to go forward. We plan to do things, but we're always looking for reasons why we can't do it. And this, of course, is just fear. Fear of what if it doesn't work. So many people say that, don't they? They say it to me all the time. And I say, well, you should go and do this, or you should go and do that. And their first response is, what if it doesn't work? Yeah, well, true, what if it doesn't work? But what if it does work? Isn't that even better? So this fear really stops a lot of people from going forward. And fear, as we know, is something that we've got to really deal with. We can't ignore fear because it's real. We can't, defeat it in the sense of a way, but we can overcome it. And the more we overcome it in an area, the easier that area always gets to do. So think about that. Because this is so interesting. I know people who should be successful, who should be very successful in their lives, and they've had the opportunities to do so. Never had any major failings or anything go wrong, and yet they are still locked in the same place they were years and years ago, never growing, never getting past the planning stage. And I'm all for planning, but at some stage, plans have got to be put into action, no matter how you feel about it. And yes, it's normal to be scared. Yes, if it's not scary, then it's not going to be challenging. Everything we do, even with what I'm doing with the Shellshear project, it's scary because it's out there, walking on a plank in many respects. But if it's not scary, then it's not worth doing. You see, it's got to have a challenge. There's got to always be the chance of failure. If there's no chance of failure, then there's not going to be any chance of great success. So success comes when we step out and we challenge the fear and we walk against the fear. How do I mean that? Well, if you're about to do something and the thing in your head says, whoa, stop, can't do this, this will never go right, this will go wrong, everything will happen, the sky will fall in, you can just say, as I've told you so many times, oh, you've arrived, so I must be doing the right thing. In spite of the fear inside me, I'm going to go and do it. When we do that, we push through the fear, and usually it's the right thing to do. And so it is in the art world, and I suppose you knew I'd get to this. It is in the art world. Talking to an artist, and I said, what do you want to do? And they said they wanted to be a top-selling artist. And I said, wow, that's great. I'm all for that. I want you to do that. I said, now, what's the problem? And they said, well, I have no one to sell my art. I don't have a gallery, and I don't have a dealer. And I said, well, shouldn't you sell your art? And they said, no, I'm an artist. I paint. That's what I do. And I said, okay, so what you want to be is a top artist, not a top selling artist. And then the excuses always come. Well, my professor said that, I don't have to do that, that my work will sell itself, that my paintings speak to themselves, and my fellow artists agree with me, and my parents think that I'm doing the right thing, I should be looking for, all these people, these are all excuses, and all these people are afraid, and you're asking the wrong people for advice. Here's the right advice for this man. and it is a young man, go and learn to sell. If you want to be a top selling artist, you need to learn to sell. And that's not difficult to do. There's so much of it on the internet. There's so many tutorials you can do. There's classes everywhere on it, and you can learn this skill. You see, my friends, in this day and age, I keep saying it, you can plan to go and do something. You can think that I will get to that, but if you don't actually do it, it will never get done. Now, I've been telling people, artists, for years and years and years to learn to sell. The galleries are not going to be there. They're going away, and you're going to have to deal directly with clients yourself, and you're going to have to know how to sell. And selling is not pushy and hard. You know, we talk about it so often. It's building relationships. It's being friendly to people. It's reading the right books. You know, every one of you who hear my voice should have read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie at least once, and you should read it every year. It's the greatest sales book in the world. It tells you how to get along with people. And sales is all about getting along with people. So we can't use excuses. We've got to stop the excuses and start saying, I'll do it. When we have to go and sell our work, we're going to say, I'll do it. When the fear comes in our head and says, oh, you can't do that, don't go out there, people will criticize you, who do you think you are? Say, I'll do it. And just do it. You see, that's the key. The difference between the person who sells their painting and the person who doesn't sell their painting is one did it. I mean, that's basically it. And you can use all the excuses you like and tell me I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about and that paintings sell themselves, and I'll show you the artist who says that and the artist who goes out and sells their work, and I guarantee you the one who goes out and sells their work sells far more paintings than the artist who says, my paintings speak for themselves. They don't. That's a fallacy. That's a myth put out by the thief that, you know, all the people who agree with it believe it. All the people. You know, they say, well, my art professor, your art professor has never worked in a gallery, has never sold work. How would they know? And that's what gets me. That's one of the things that I find the most strange of all, my friends. So I'm saying to you, don't plan to do it, do it. If the thief gets involved, good, because that's scary. And you need to live in the scary. You need to be in the place where it's possible to fail. Because if it's possible to fail, it's more than likely you will succeed. So do it. Don't let excuses hold you back. And don't listen to like-minded people who you know what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you, don't do it, be safe. So my friends, I want you to be top selling artists. I don't want you just to be top artists. Learn to sell, please. It will change your art career dramatically. Like I said, the artists who sell are the artists who sell. It's true. Okay, you guys have a great day. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. Remember, people are hurting out there. Hugs and smiles are free. Give them away generously. You have a great day. Talk tomorrow. Ciao.